have really good memories here in Silverstone. It's one of the oldest traditional racetracks. The Porsche Supercup joined Silverstone, I think, 1994. I've been here in 1994. I finished second in 2000, and that's the story. I jumped from the safety car, from the Formula One warm-up, straight on the grids into the Porsche Supercup and finished second. So good memories here as well.
Silverstone makes special definitely turn 9. It's Corps, the corner where Max and Hamilton collided, 21, followed by Maggots and Baggots. Super high-speed corners. With a long straight afterwards, you need a really good exit to have a good opportunity to overtake at the end of the straight.
Day that started with nice clear skies and dry weather. Just before the session we had a bit of rain. Full wet setup, jumping back in the car. We put a time in quite late because we saved our better tyres for later on and seemed like the right strategy, and we also managed to do a race simulation in between that. So yeah, covered off all of the areas that we need to ahead of qualifying tomorrow, and the plan tomorrow is to replicate more of the same.
The beginning of the session is always difficult because we had some rain. You need to find out, do we need to change tires? But it stayed dry enough to keep the slicks on. So then we decided that on the first set of slicks, you keep on pushing, you find some sort of balance or some kind of rhythm. Slight adjustment for the second new set, because the second one is where it all counts. And our drivers did a splendid job by being 6, 7 and 8. We are really happy with all the progress the drivers made.
We have all 3 drivers fighting on top. I think Larry was the quickest. We need to have a quick look at the situation, but again, it's nice teamwork. Let's say that as long as we have a car in the front is good. When we have the 3 is perfect.
The qualifying here in Silverstone showed us that the performances of the teams seems to be in a little structure. There was CLRT on top. They did 1, 2 and 3. BWT Lechner behind, then GP Elite and then Ombra. But for the race, I'm not only expecting the weather to play a factor. The race start is always a thing. There's some possibilities at the start that something can happen. And with distance, I also expect that the other teams play a bigger role, and we will see a good race.
Very wet conditions here at Silverstone as we get ready to go racing for round 4 of the season. They've had mixed conditions all weekend. They're going to start behind the safety car, understandably, but Larry Tenford, it's going to be now just about managing the conditions, trying to find where the grip is going to be. Okay, it will be a maximum of 12 laps or 27 minutes. On board with our championship leader, our 3-time winner in as many rounds so far this season. The question is, can he now be beaten? This, our first wet race of the season, the first time the drivers are being tested with these kind of conditions. And we will go racing for the first time in round 4 here at Silverstone. Larry Tenford leads Marvin Klein, leads Alessandro Guidetti as they tip their way in towards Abbey at racing speed for the first time. The 2 pink deep BWT Lechner racing cars are Harry King and Robert De Haan. We've got Kaz Havicourt charging round the outside of Hoop Van Eyck, whatever that looks like, but it seems a good start so far from Larry Tenford, who's held on to his race lead from Marvin Klein as we hit Wellington Straight, Jordan.
Well, what a start from Klein, having the confidence there out of the last corner. They've never done that yet in these conditions, and he's tucked up right underneath the bumper of his teammate in the spray, challenging him. He's still there now, halfway around, as Tenford has a little wiggle on the brakes there. I bet he got a little bit worried as the car moved to him, as Harry King now having a little look, trying to get himself up onto that podium. It's a little bit, side by side.
Almost side by side between the leaders there. Marvin Klein thought he saw a gap on the inside of Luffield, but Larry Tenford immediately shut the door in his face. And I tell you what, Harry King's got a good exit out of Woodcote, and now he's trying to go round the outside of Alessandro Guidetti, but he's got his teammate Robert De Haan just behind him as well. Through Copse they go for the first time at racing speed, and now we're going to go up to Maggots and Beckett. Very, very close between all of our top 10.
Larry at the front is having to defend so hard from his teammates, and actually is probably the slowest out of this front five at the moment.
Great battles going on, isn't it? Harry King trying to square off the corner there, coming up to Aintree, and Alessandro Gueretti just managed to get a good enough run, but under so much pressure as they come onto Wellington Straight, and I think Harry King might get a good run. Is he going to look down the outside, going to Brooklands there? We've got Gueretti defending, sells the dummy. Harry King, will there be a gap on the inside? I don't think there is, but Harry King's going to go for it anyway, and now he's under attack from his teammate Robert De Haan. Round the outside at Luffield goes Harry King. There's a bit of contact between himself and Gueretti, but he's emerged in third place, Jordan.
God, that ended up being teammates bullying to get through. Fantastic racing to get full.
Dive bomb there, De Haan down the inside of King. That's going to be a change for third place, possibly, if he can get the run on the exit. De Haan, it's going to be a battle on traction, and De Haan is going to be to the right of screen and could get the inside line now down in towards Brooklands here. De Haan versus King, the two teammates battling away with each other for the last step on the podium. De Haan, our lead rookie driver, now on the third step of the podium.
He was looking really strong once he got past into fourth, chasing now down for second and first place.
And this is the battle he was involved with. Keegan Masters looking to the outside as they go to turn 3 on Havercourt, but it's kicking off in the background. Whoa, side-by-side action there. I think Gus Burton is one of the drivers involved in that. We got Jaap van Lagen in that as well, and drivers really pushing to try and make places here.
As we see a replay of what happened, watching the background with 3 abreast, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, there we go. So that's the number 16 of Matisse Gilbert. This is his onboard view, but it's certainly cost him a couple of places. Tauscher is up to 10th place as we jump on board with Keegan Masters here, Jordan.
Yes, Masters, really good exit out of the S's, gone to the outside. Not a lot of confidence under the brakes though. He's gone for the outside line. Little bit of extra grip. Here you go, good exit. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you go on that wide line, you get the more grip, but longer distance. Defensive move in front, braking on the normal, conventional racing line. Goes in deep, lovely cutback. Went in so deep, I might even have been in the gravel there.
Kaz Havercourt went so deep on the brakes and so tight, as you mentioned, and he's now lost not just the place, but a good second or two in that as well. And this is Huub van Eindhoven, who was battling in the points in the top 10, off into the gravel, and that could very well be a safety car.
Yeah, I think that will be a safety car, properly beached in the gravel, and safety car out. So race neutralised, no chance to make any more progress with only 2.5 laps left.
Right, safety car's ending, but there's only 20 seconds left. That's going to be it. Larry Tenforder will take us to the line. He knows that this one is done and dusted. Larry Tenforder comes out of the final corner, down the Hamilton Straight. For the first time since 2011, we have a 4-time winner in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. Marvin Klein makes it a 1-2 for the Schumacher CLRT team. And Robert De Haan back on the podium at Silverstone for 2 years in a row.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. This is P1. Woo! Yes, boys! It was not an easy one. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Larry Tenforder, that's 4 wins in a row for him, becoming the first to do it since 2011. Klein, De Haan round out the podium, then King, Gueretti, Masters, Havercourt, Zendelli, Tauscher, Van Lagen, your top 10. Rounding out the points, we had Overhaus finishing just outside the top 10 behind Gilbert. Levy, Burton was the top wildcard, Rousset 15th, Whiteside, Gamble, 2 of the wildcards, knocking on the door of top 15. Bernier finished in 18th, Wallace and Stanton in the top 20 as wildcards. Frymouth, Vestante, Jackson, Linland, Vukov, Brasky, Kreese, Shaheen and Huub van Eindhoven came to a stop with 3 laps to go. Congratulations, Larry Tenforder. A special moment. I think Robert De Haan was given the winner's trophy originally there, and he eventually gets his 3rd place trophy.
The drivers did a mega job, and also the organization and the race director to call the good things. But I'm really happy to win here, and yeah, we're in a very good flow, and also happy for Schumacher CLT racing team The boys do an amazing job, and also for Marvin and Alessandro, it's really good.
Champagne celebrations on the podium then. Larry Tenforder well on his way now to claiming that third Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup title. We still have 4 rounds to go in the championship. The question is, can this man be stopped?
It was unreal. I mean, the first start that we went out, I nearly binned the car coming out of left field. There was so much water on the track, you couldn't see anything, you couldn't drive, there was aquaplaning everywhere. But on the restarts, I think the weather conditions were still very wet. On the first lap, you know, you're only just seeing the little red dots from the car in front of you, trying to determine where to brake, because no one knows, and it just missed until the braking point. It was a pity about qualifying P9, but to come P6 and make 3 places, it's a little bit better, and I'm happy that we progressed forward.
Harry got a move done on Giretti, and I managed to follow him straight away in the same corner. Yeah, got alongside. It was still a bit tricky into the fast corner, but going on the straight. But we managed to go P3 and drove away. I was still trying to catch the guys in P2 and P1 and was hoping for the extra lap after the safety car, but unfortunately there wasn't. So P3 is good and P1 in the rookies is good points.
In the beginning, with the safety car start, the first one going red flag, I think that was perfect, and then the second one, was good to start finally. I think the race was amazing, really enjoyed. It was not easy because you had to do with a difficult track every lap. One is drier, then wet, but I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 4, who could ever expect that? But I feel I'm in a very strong environment. I feel really home here, and we do the best what we can. And it was amazing to win. It was also too nice to Marvin to be on the podium with me, and together I have a 1-2. And of course also Alessandro was really close to it, so we come back stronger.
We are coming to the middle of the season, and it's really important to stay calm.